From the Ministry of the Presidency in Georgetown, this is This Week with the President, with Janelle Carter.
Welcome to another edition of This Week with the President, a weekly news magazine which provides you with an in-depth look at the policies, programs, and work of the President of Guyana in his quest to realize the good life for all Guyanese. I'm your host, Janelle Carter. In the news this week, education is the key to ensuring Guyana's development. The Guyana Defense Force celebrates 50 years of service to the nation. Georgetown going through massive transformation as government pushes green approach to development, and President Granger calls for an end to reckless road usage. In an effort to reduce the gap that exists between children of the coast and those in hinterland and rivering areas, the government has embarked on a visionary program to ensure that geography and affordability do not stand in the way of equal access to education for all children across the 10 administrative regions. Today, the buses, boats, and bicycles, or 3Bs program, has seen tremendous support from the private sector. Only recently, CGX Energy Incorporated donated a boat to the children of the Pomeroon. This brings to 3 the total number of boats that have been provided through the program.
Without investment in our education, the future of this country is highly uncertain. And so anything that we do to add to this investment is crucial.
The vessel bears the name David G2. In August, President David Granger, who made the initial call to the private sector, received a 45-seater boat complete with life jackets, with the name David G from Alfred Alfonso Group of Companies. A similar donation was made by Geico Construction and General Services, bringing the total number of boats received thus far to 3.
When I make these decisions, it's not because I'm politicking or I want to be popular. It is because people living in these communities, in Akawini and Friendship and Wakapaw, because they tell me things and I listen to them and I go back and try to use your vote to work for you. So this boat that you get here today was inspired by the residents of the Pomeroon, and it will take place, ceremonies like this will take place in the Borbis River, in the Mazaruni River, in the Essequibo River, and elsewhere. But the idea came from the Pomeroon.
While on the elections campaign trail earlier this year, the president saw firsthand the plight of the children of the Pomeroon to get to school and made a commitment to ensure that the situation was rectified. Some parents from the Pomeroon were paying as much as $5,000 in transportation to get their child to charity for school. Even as the president continues to focus on the reduction of disparities that exist in the education sector in Guyana, he attended the 25th graduation ceremony at the President's College this week. The president took the opportunity to plug the importance of education for the securing of Guyana's independence and overall national development that keeps Guyana on an even keel with the region and the rest of the world, even as technology continues to advance. In this light, the head of state iterated the need for a new approach to public education if Guyana is to succeed and compete in this highly technological world. This new approach, he said, must emphasize science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM.
Guyana cannot progress in this modern world without mastering modern communications technology. Global problems such as combating the adverse effects of climate change, of finding cures for epidemic disease like cancers, viruses like Ebola, all demand scientific solutions, and we have to produce scientists who can solve these problems.
The graduating class was also reminded that independence and education are not free. Both, the president said, must be persistently sought after and jealously guarded. This year, 30 students graduated, having successfully completed the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination CAPE, and 92 graduated, having completed the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC. The school secured 100% passes At Cape in agricultural science, art and design, biology, entrepreneurship, food and nutrition, geography, and environmental science. However, these successes did not come easy.
I got 5 grade 1s, 4 grade 2s, 2 grade 3s, and a grade 4. I'm proud because I got to attend one of the best schools in the country, and for a young lady like me coming from a hinterland region number 10, Aichuni, it's been a good journey and I'm proud. I'm really proud. My advice would be to study, focus, and just trust in yourself, because at the end of the day, the road you choose, the journey you take, it's all up to you. You have to benefit from that.
I got 5 subjects passed at the CAPE examinations. I am very honored to be a product of the School of Excellence, President's College. My experience here has taught me a whole lot. It has taught me a lot, and I'm just proud to be here. It has been nice. The experience was very good.
I feel great to be an honor student. I would like to thank all of my teachers and all those persons that made it possible. And most of all, I would like to thank God. I would like to encourage all those persons that are preparing to take exams to just put God first and
the honors roll.
focus,
To
study,
achieve the principles honors
and
roll.
enjoy.
This year's top CSEC performers are Granger Gopal, who secured 10 grade 1s, Parmeshwar Ramnath, who also secured 10 grade 1s, and Venice David, who secured 8 grade 1s and 3 grade 2s. Narendra and Parmeshwar shared the Best Graduating Students prize. Notably, over the last 3 years, the school matriculation rate has significantly improved, as in 2013 the rate stood at 50.7%, 2014 77.9%, and in 2015 82.11%. These figures reflect students who gained 5 passes and more, including mathematics and English. This year's valedictorian is Alicia Hartman, who secured 1 grade 1, 5 grade 3s, and 2 grade 4s at Cape. Hartman was also presented with the President's Cup Award, a laptop computer, and a book voucher totaling $100,000.
After the past years I spent at President's College, I could firmly state that this institution is exceptional, and the experience I gained here is incomparable with that of any other. It was here where I was challenged to appreciate diversity and was instilled with the value of humility and service to all. It was here where I was reinforced with the lessons of us not being the product of our circumstances in our lives, but rather that of a product of our aspirations.
The month of November holds great significance for the Guyana Defense Force. It is when the force celebrates the anniversary of its establishment in 1965. This year, those celebrations are even more special as the nation celebrates the 50th anniversary of the GDF. President Granger has officially named November 1 Defense Force Day in recognition of the dedicated, selfless service that men and women in the force provide to citizens of Guyana. The force is celebrating its 50th anniversary under the theme, Commemorating the Past, Celebrating the Present, Carving the Future. The celebrations kicked off with a church ceremony at the National Cultural Center.
Bless the Lord, oh my soul.
Over the past 50 years, the force has admirably fulfilled its mandate as outlined in the Constitution to defend national independence, preserve the country's sovereignty and integrity, and guarantee the normal functioning of institutions and the security of citizens against any armed aggression.
As I look ahead to the development of the Guyana Defense Force, I do so knowing that with the foundation that has already been laid, the future of the force is in good hands.
In an effort to reorganize, strengthen, and boost the capabilities of the GDF, the President recently announced a total defense policy. This policy places a lot of emphasis on the Air Corps, the Coast Guard, and the Engineer Corps.
We are certain that the Defense Force in the future, as in the past, will always honor and uphold the Constitution. We are encouraged by the extraordinary example and eternal vigilance evinced by the force. We are assured by the unstinting and steadfast service of our soldiers. We are inspired by the force's values, discipline, duty, identity, integrity, and loyalty. Values which continue to guide our men and women in uniform in their daily lives.
This past year has been an exceptionally challenging one for the GDF, with both Venezuela and Suriname staking claims to Guyana's territory. Nevertheless, the President maintains that Guyana's national defense doctrine will remain one of peace, which is aimed at peaceful diplomacy, detention, and deterrence.
Our national defense doctrine is one of peace. It is aimed at peaceful diplomacy and at the detection and deterrence of armed aggression. Our doctrine combines all the elements of national power to preserve our sovereignty and to protect our territory. Our people, in this regard, will continue to combine its resources to support the Defense Force.
The work of the GDF is not always widely publicized. Officers of the force have gone above and beyond the call of duty, risking their lives in service to the people of Guyana. The Air Corps has undertaken several missions of mercy and relief. The Infantry Corps has supported the civil power in maintaining order. The Coast Guard has and continues to patrol territorial waters. The Special Forces have launched innumerable search and rescue missions in the hinterland, and the Reserve Force has supported and reinforced the regular force in its training and operations. The 50th anniversary celebrations for the GDF are being observed through a series of activities during the month. On Friday, President Granger bowled off the first ball at the Inter-Service Officers T20 Cricket Finals at the Guyana Police Force Sports Club ground, Eve Leary. The match between the ranks of the Guyana Police Force and the Guyana Defense Force is part of a series of friendly sporting rivalry aimed at building camaraderie and unity among the joint service. Since the current administration took office, a strong focus has been placed upon the restoration of the capital city, Georgetown, and other regions across the country to promote a clean and green environment. This approach was emphasized in the 2015 budget, entitled A Fresh Start to the Good Life in a Green Economy. This week we'll take a look at the efforts being undertaken by the Georgetown Mayor and City Council to aid the government's efforts. The efforts over the past months by the Mayor and City Council MNCC to restore the capital city and its environs have not gone unnoticed, and they have come in for high praise from the President, David Granger. Over the weekend, the President attended the Council's first ever Green Conference and Expo, which is a new approach to rebrand, renew, and revitalize the city of Georgetown.
I think within the space of 5 months, you all have impressed the general public. Tourists, visitors tell me about it. They're very glad. But I would like to thank you all in the City Council for leading this campaign. I'd like to congratulate you for what you've achieved, and I'd like to urge you to continue up to Independence Anniversary and beyond. You have to make what you're doing here sustainable, and we got some hints from the actual residents, about bins, As you know, I go around myself, and when I see things that are wrong, I speak to the people.
Already, many parts of the city has seen massive transformation, with canals being desilted, parapets well groomed, waste receptacles being placed at strategic locations, and alleyways which were impassable now cleared.
They're doing something nice, man. At least one stage is better than nothing at all. One not to be a dam, right? So I think it's nice.
Concerning the cleaning in the city is very good, and it's very uplifting that we can get a clean city, you see, and the drainage is very clean. The water, the other day rainfall and the water pull off so nicely. Yeah, and that's what we're looking for in the city. What we need now is like one more street light to enforce, and everything is okay because we see all the bridges and so forth built back, and the trenches and everything clean. Well, we thank the leader for whatever he's doing for us in the city, and the God must bless you and he must continue doing more for us.
But even as the administration is playing a significant role in restoring Georgetown, ordinary citizens can also play a role.
We have a lot of illiterate people up to Georgetown, and them are out for like throwing the garbage there, and we need like a couple more bins like on the street. They're just small bins that the people can see and throw the stuff into the bins. Because actually the road edge there doesn't have no bin. You see? So that's what we need. And they can keep clean like that. Like yesterday, I see the lady take a whole bin clean up her yard.
Further, when the government rolled out its plan for a green economy, the restoration of Georgetown, it was done with the aim of generating human happiness, environmental security, and social well-being. With recreational facilities being set up at strategic locations around the city, it is clear that these will add to the list of social activities for families living in the city. Meanwhile, as the mayor and city council continue to lead the effort in the coming weeks, the focus will be to promote a national discussion that raises awareness on Guyana's green potential, to sensitize stakeholders on the council's green campaign, and to establish partnerships to maintain a clean and green environment. The council's recently concluded expo featured booths which displayed green technology, eco-friendly options, and promote conservation methods that span the energy sector, manufacturing, food and beverage distributors, electrical construction and mechanical service, mining, health, waste management, among other areas. The Green Conference and Expo will be an annual event supported by the government of Guyana. With a population of just over 700,000, the wanton and unnecessary loss of life on Guyana's roadways is cause for great concern. The country maintains a rough average of over 2 road deaths every week, most due to speeding and driving under the influence of alcohol. As the country joins with the rest of the world in observance of Road Safety Month, President Granger is calling for a change in the culture of road use. Guyana has the worst ranking of road fatalities in the Anglophone Caribbean, with 27.8 deaths per every 100,000 persons. This situation, the president said, must be changed at all costs.
You can't afford to lose any more of you. We need you to grow up. We need you to take control of this country. We need to work together. The police are not alone. Citizens, Road Safety Council, the corporate community, the government, we all have to work together to reduce fatalities. We can no longer afford to lose so many young lives. We can no longer afford to pay the prohibitive costs of hospitalization. We can no longer afford to pay the cost of so much damage and destruction on our roadways.
The president outlined a plan of action aimed at reducing road fatalities in Guyana. This plan entails education and awareness, stricter enforcement of traffic rules, and enhancement of road infrastructure across the country.
Motorists use the roads, bicycles use the roads, motorcycles use the road, pedestrians use the road, and even drawn vehicles, grey cars use the roads. And as a result of that, we have to start thinking about the types of roads that we have in Guyana so that our engineers could ensure that the roads are safer. If you have all of these people using the roads, you must make sure that there are sidewalks, or we call pavements. If you have schools You must make sure that there are pedestrian crossings. If you have persons with disabilities using wheelchairs, you must make sure that there are ramps so that the persons can cross the road, the roads in safety. Engineers have to think about all of these things.
Statistics compiled by the Traffic Department revealed that in 2012, there was 102 accidents, which resulted in 117 deaths. 2013, 103 accidents, resulting in 122 deaths. 2014, 92 accidents, 111 deaths. And thus far this year, there have been 84 accidents, which resulted in 100 deaths.
Every life that has been lost decreases productivity in our country and increases costs. We all have a role to play. Drivers, you have a responsibility. If you are feeling tired, you should not drive. If you are under the influence of alcohol, you should not drive. Get someone else to drive you. Ever so often you claim that pedestrians are at fault or other class of road users. Yes, it may be in some cases. But you as drivers, you are to drive at a speed that in event of any eventuality, you can safely bring your vehicle to a halt.
The cost of medical care for accident victims at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation alone exceeds more than Guyana $100 million per year. Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramjatan said that all of this could be avoided if citizens take their individual responsibility seriously.
That responsibility can be cultivated from a young age. And the Ministry of Education, since this is a multifaceted task of getting our people to be more responsible, has a prime role to play in relation to getting that culture of responsibility cultivated. At the level of the Ministry of National Security, we are going to do our best in trying to get those who generally are violating the law to ensure that there be reduction of those violations, and of course, catching those who are committing the crimes, because there is a deterring effect as to who violate the law when we catch some of these, as I call them, culprits.
Guyana is committed to achieving the Sustainable Development Goal number 3, which has as one of its targets halving the number of global deaths and injuries from road accidents by the year 2020. This year, Road Safety Month is being observed under the theme, Be Wise, Stay Alive, Stop Speeding, Don't Drink and Drive. Thanks for staying with us. What does the President do all week? Let's take a look inside his diary. On Friday, President David Granger chaired a brief meeting with British High Commissioner to Guyana, His Excellency Greg Quinn, and Minister of State Joseph Harmon. Quinn described the meeting as a productive one, as several areas of cooperation were discussed.
So we talked about CHOGM in November, and we also had a brief chat about security sector reform, because we are now trying to move forward with what the President, as you know, has asked us previously to work to reinstate the previous programme. And we also spoke about the Prime Minister's, my Prime Minister's, infrastructure plan, which he announced, and how we would move forward in ensuring that Guyana can submit its requests and bids to that fund.
Also on Friday, the President was paid a visit by members of the Guyana's Ex-Soldiers Association of Canada. The 6-member team, which was headed by the President, Michael Narain, presented the head of state with a plaque honoring him as the President. That brings us to the end of this edition of This Week with the President. Thank you for joining us. For regular updates on the Ministry of the Presidency, go to our website, www.motp.gov.gy. Like our Facebook page, Ministry of the Presidency, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at MOTP Guyana. I'm Janelle Carter. Do have a safe and productive week ahead. Goodbye for now.